We're talking about respect today. And we're saying that it's about honoring the worth and value in people, all people. And we're saying that it is a demonstration that each person is sacred. And one powerful way that we do this is by being able to listen to one another. Really listen. Because when we feel listened to and we feel valued, those are sacred moments. And places where we can come and be heard and be valued for who we are holy places. Today at 1 o'clock in my roots class, some of you are taking my roots class, and you're welcome to come if you're not, but we're going to be doing something that we call an exercise in free religion today. And the way it works is that we have a series of sentences that are unfinished, and each person is given time on their own to write down and fill in the blanks. The sentences include, God is, fill in the blank. Jesus is, fill in the blank. After we die, we, fill in the blank. And after having time to answer the questions for themselves, we come together in small groups and we discuss our answers. It is amazing to hear the range of responses that we get to these questions. They're as extreme as, God is an illusion, to God is the center of my life. From Jesus is a prophet or a teacher to Jesus is an incarnation of the holy. And from when we die, we go to heaven, to when we die, we're reincarnated, to when we die, we go into the earth and back into the natural cycle of life. And the beauty of this exercise and the beauty of free religion is that we can be honest about what we really believe. And we can hear and learn what others believe. And nobody gets yelled at and nobody gets proselytized to. Instead, we learn to say, that's interesting. Let me tell you my experience. And in having these respectful exchanges, we all learn and we each grow. And we trust that out of our diversity, we can discover a truth that's deeper than any truth that we can find on our own. The idea that all of us are smarter than any one of us alone. And what makes this possible is our sense that each person is sacred, and that each carries a piece of truth, a piece of God, if you will, inside them. And if we can translate that same kind of respectfulness and trust into our political discussions with each other and in the wider political spheres, then we can build a stronger city and a stronger nation and ultimately a stronger world. The real loser of a politically disrespectful culture is all of us, is America. But respect requires emotional maturity, which sometimes is in short supply in these discussions. It takes an emotionally mature person to be able to listen openly and carefully to people who have different ideas and different experiences from our own and not feel threatened. The word respect comes from a Latin root, and it means to look again, right? Re means again, and spect, like spectacle, and spectator means to look. What I've found is when I'm discussing politics or race or religion, is that I need to listen carefully to people who have different ideas than I do, and then after hearing them, after really listening to them, then I need to look again at my own opinions and see if they must be changed in any way in light of the experience of someone who sees and experiences the world differently than I do. That way we're not just talking past each other, but we're really learning from each other. I don't know why they don't teach this kind of thing in school. But if we believe the hype that the other side is a bunch of Nazis or a bunch of baby killers or God haters or are trying to destroy America or are greedy and heartless or stupid and only care about themselves, if we believe that, then we won't listen to anyone with respect, and it just devalues all of us. What this means in practice is that if I'm a Democrat and I'm talking to a Republican about some Republican ideas or vice versa, I listen first to try to understand and set aside my preconceived opinions long enough to hear what the other person is saying. And as a man, when the subject is gender, I listen first. Because I know that men have been the ones who've defined gender in our culture for a long, long time. And so I listen first, and then I respect, and then I look again and re-examine my opinion based on the experience of a woman. Now, which without a lot of makeup and dim lighting, I'm never going to have a chance to experience. And even if I did, I don't think I would really get the real experience of it. So in the same way, it's the same way with race. Since I'm of European heritage, and I don't have a clue what it's like to walk around this country as being Hispanic or Asian or African American or Arab or anything else, when the subject is about race, I listen first. And I listen to this person who has a different experience than I do on that issue in this world. And then, in light of what I've heard, then I respect, I re-examine my own opinion and try to understand before I speak. When we have an encounter that real, we know in our bones whether we're being celebrated or tolerated. And when we find people in places where we are valued, we might as well take off our shoes, my friends, because we are standing on holy ground. My friends, we are standing on holy ground. Amen.